Welcome again to Dog TV. We have a wonderful program planned for you today, and it's filled with some doggone good information, too.
You know, we live in the best place in the entire country, good old sunny South Florida, and needless to say, it's always sunny and hot.
And sometimes it's not. Right now it's raining cats and dogs. Well, sort of. But we do have to deal with high winds, tropical rainstorms, and sometimes even hurricanes.
You know, that's why this show is so informative. It's got important information for you and your pet, just in case you may get a little bit too wet, too hot, and we're also going to help them prepare in the event of a natural disaster.
We're also going to visit a great event called Dog Day Afternoon in the park and take a look at something that Mayor Noggle of Fort Lauderdale invented for his pooch. So nuzzle into that easy chair and stay with us for another exciting program of Dog TV.
Where were all of these fine-looking creatures showing off their lovely hats and tails? Dog Day Afternoon at the beach, of course. It was a fun-loving fundraising event sponsored by Hospice 100 Incorporated.
Hi, I'm Evelyn Mooney Quinn, and I have the pleasure of being the president of Hospice 100. And we're a fundraising organization for hospice care of Broward County. All of our funds do go to this wonderful organization which provides a medical program and volunteer services for those patients with life-limiting illnesses. And today we're going to actually have one of those fundraising events, which is called Dog Day Afternoon at the Beach. And it's our pet parade that we're doing for the second year. Last year was a great success, and we're pleased to do it again.
With a doggone beautiful morning along Fort Lauderdale's famous stretch of beach, cute and cuddly canine creatures could be seen everywhere.
I'm Diane Bosler, and I'm chairing the Pet Parade event this year. This is our second year that we've done it. This little guy I'm holding is a 14 Shar-Pei that we're going to auction off today. Last year was our first year to benefit hospice, and we had 72 dogs. We did it over on Las Olas. And people kind of thought we were crazy. As a matter of fact, a girlfriend of mine said, "Diane, you'll never pull it off." After the parade, I had a message on my machine at home saying she had gone to the meeting place, she'd ordered a crow, she wasn't sure if she was going to barbecue it or bake it, but she was definitely eating it. We had 72 dogs last year, and everybody had a ball. We didn't have one puppy fight. The people who dressed their animals were absolutely precious, and this year I hope from what you're going to see it'll make you all smile and happy, and that next year you'll come out and join us. We've really enjoyed ourselves. Everybody that's called and participated has been excited, and I think just all around people like animals.
We found proud doggy moms and dads getting their furry friends ready to enter competitions for the best dressed tacky tourist, Bahama Mama, Beach Bunny, Muscle Man, Diver Dog, and of course, Surfer Dude. It was a real sight to behold.
Hi, my name's Kat Harvey, and this is my dog Sappy. We're here to participate in the dog contest today for Hospice 100 because it's a good program. Whoops, you dropped your glasses. This is her designer outfit made just for her.
Hi, I'm Brenda Gray, and this is Kizzy, and we've entered the Tacky Wacky Look-alike contest. I think we'll win. We're here for the good cause and have some fun today.
We also found one doggone beautiful dog getting all of the attention, or was it his master? Do you think you're going to win?
I think we got a good chance.
This event brought out the creative and unusual, to say the least. The parade began, and there were more four-legged creatures seen than tourists along this beautiful stretch of oceanfront property. Every dog imaginable in this parade, and even found a dog of a different color. With fabulous prizes in store for the winners, such as trips, dinners, and yacht rides, the judging became fierce, although the dogs got along just fine.
This is El Tonto Zorro, and I'm Barbara Van Vos from Fort Lauderdale. And hopefully we are the winners of the Doggy and Owner Look-alike contest.
What do you think? Will they win? Well, everyone did have a wonderful time, and you know what they say, every dog has his day. This one just happens to be at the Dog Day Afternoon at the beach.
We won the look-alike contest. We had a fabulous time. Really great.
It's Yard Beach. About 6 years ago I built this house, and when my dog Snorkel first moved in, he would like to wait for me by the gate, and he would dig, and I'd come home and there'd be dirt all over the sidewalk, and I'd track it in the house, and so I'd yell at him, "Stop digging!" But I figured that he needed a place to dig. So I came up with the idea of Yard Beach. I would build an area where he could dig as much as he wanted. I wouldn't yell at him. He would be happy. Snorkel's an outside dog, and in order to stay cool, he digs and gets down into the nice cool sand. It's very comfortable for him. The walls are built high enough so that he doesn't scatter sand all around in the surrounding areas. This is dug down around 3 feet deep, so he can dig down, way down, before he hits the wire mesh that prevents him from digging any deeper. So it's pretty simple. I put some 4x4s in the corners and attached some 2x6s along there. I have a kind of an optional planter in there, but he really spends a lot of time here, and he likes it in there, and he can dig as much as he wants without making a mess. Scuba is an outside dog. He lives outside, and this Yard Beach really helps him keep cool. It helps me too, because I don't have to sweep up dirt and fill in holes all over the yard. He doesn't dig along the fence like he used to, and that always worried me that he'd dig through and get out in the street or something like that if he were to dig through the fence. So if you come up with an acceptable place for your dog to dig, then you won't have that burden, and you'll have a happy dog. Right, Scuba? Right?
The Florida panther is on the brink of extinction.
Unless we all help, this important symbol of Florida may one day only be found in photographs.
Florida landowners are working hard to form a partnership with the environment to sustain habitat for all Florida wildlife.
Join the Bellamy Brothers and the Florida Farm Bureau to find out what you can do by calling this toll-free number.
The fact of the matter is, the most dangerous thing most people will ever face in the water is the water.
We're not in an evacuation zone. So my family and I and our pets will stay at home during a hurricane. But if there's a very, very serious storm and we do leave, then we definitely would always take our pets with us, because we can't imagine leaving them in that kind of situation by themselves.
We recently joined 4 very prominent animal organizations who had teamed up for a very special project, an experimental hurricane disaster drill for animals and people. Dog TV was there to bring it to you, so watch this.
I'm Nicholas Gilman. I'm the program coordinator for disaster relief with the American Humane Association. We've been doing disaster relief in the United States since 1916, when we did disaster relief for cavalry horses used in World War I. What we're doing here today is, for the first time in the United States, having a mock trial disaster on co-location. Co-location is where we evacuate both animals and humans to the same location. And here at this location we have an animal care center and a human care center that are adjacent under the same roof. Salvation Army is providing food. The Palm Beach Animal Care and Control Agency is providing animal care. Broward County Humane Society is also assisting us in this. And this, for the first time in the United States, is an exercise where we're able to prove the concept of being able to evacuate both humans and animals to the same location. It's vitally important for Florida residents to have an option as to where to take their animals and themselves during an evacuation. If a hurricane hits tomorrow, where are people and their animals going to go? They cannot take them to the American Red Cross because American Red Cross has a national policy against allowing animals into their evacuation centers. And so an exercise like this will do much to show the concept of co-location, how it can work, what to avoid, and how to make this program work not only here in South Florida but nationwide.
My name is Dennis Moore, and I'm director of the Palm Beach County Animal Care Control Division in West Palm Beach, Florida. Our whole process here is to check to see and assure that animals and people can cohabitate in a shelter, in an emergency shelter together. We're trying to overcome a number of barriers, that being we have animals and people, is it going to be safe for them? How are we going to take care of the animals? How are we going to take care of the people? What are we going to do about the animal waste and how are the animals going to be cared for throughout the night?
I'm Michelle Clement. I'm the Community Relations Director for the Humane Society of Broward County. And we are here today at the South Florida Fairgrounds participating in the very first ever disaster drill co-location shelter for people and animals. It's a very exciting thing that's going on here, and hopefully this will lay the groundwork to do this same type of exercise nationwide, and hopefully one day have human-animal co-location shelters as the norm rather than the exception. I'm here today with my entire family. I have a 7-year-old son and a very small Shiba Inu dog. We're going to be sleeping on the floor and roughing it, and hopefully having a good time and learning a lot as we go along. And hopefully the food from the Salvation Army will be fairly decent, and tomorrow we'll probably be thoroughly exhausted when we get done, but we'll have laid the groundwork for future shelters that will hopefully save lives. The goal here is to encourage people to take their animals with them when they evacuate, not to leave them behind so they can be injured in the event of a storm. Also, we don't like to see people refusing to evacuate because they're afraid of what to do with their animals. So this will lay a lot of groundwork for future progress. The Humane Society of Broward County is very pleased to be involved with this, as we are very proud to be part of the South Florida pilot program for hurricane disaster shelters for animals.
We believe that it's very important that people have a plan for their pets, that they know well in advance where they're going to go. And hopefully situations like this, that if they do not have friends or family that have a safe, secure place for them to take their pet, that hopefully around Florida people will set up these kinds of evacuation centers for people and their pets so that they're safe, the pets are safe, and that they can be together.
People should bear in mind that every community has either a humane society or animal control agency. And if people have questions about what to do in the case of a disaster, please do not hesitate to call local animal control to find out what's available in your community for disaster. They may have instructions or tips on what hotels and motels will accept animals in disasters. They may have ideas as to what sort of programs are in place that will help you in times of disaster, especially pet owners. So it's the local agencies that you should be calling, whether it be a humane society or animal control agency.
What's the matter? You popping on fire?
I got a trouble, somebody. I haven't been able to sleep for 3 nights.
Neither have I.
I've got insomnia.
Perhaps you recall that scene from My Screen Life. In real life, sleep problems are no laughing matter. If you're tired when you should be alert, see your doctor. Write for a free sleep booklet. P.O. Box 307Z, Coventry, Connecticut, 06238.
The energy saved by recycling just one aluminum can could operate a television set for 3 hours.
For every 4 feet of newspaper you recycle, 1 tree is saved.
The energy saved by recycling just 1 glass bottle could light a 100-watt bulb for 4 hours.
It's good to recycle because the world can get trashed up and we don't want that to happen in our world.
Buy stuff that's recycled. Recycle the stuff you buy. Take it back.
For free information on how you can help conserve our songbirds, write Songbirds, Washington, D.C., 20240.
The Florida panther is on the brink of extinction.
Unless we all help, this important symbol of Florida may one day only be found in photographs.
Florida landowners are working hard to form a partnership with the environment to sustain habitat for all Florida wildlife.
Join the Bellamy Brothers and the Florida Farm Bureau to find out what you can do by calling this toll-free number.
I live in a pretty low-lying area. In a big storm, I'm worried that my yard would flood and maybe the house would flood. So I have plans to take my dog Scuba, even though he loves to swim. I have plans to take him to an apartment building in an area that has a good elevation. It's away from the beach, and I think he'll be pretty safe there.
Here's an interesting fact. Did you know that hurricane season lasts for 6 months? You know, it never seems to last that long, but it actually does. It lasts all the way from June 1st to November 30th. And recently, when Hurricane Andrew came through, it was devastating for humans and also animal life as well. So recently, we visited a young lady who was compelled to helping these lost and injured animals, and she created a MASH unit. Stay tuned. We'll see what she has to say. After Hurricane Andrew struck South Florida, I realized I had to do something immediately. I saw this picture in the newspaper. It was a man who had lost everything except his cat, and he wasn't allowed to go to a shelter. And I figured I just had to get down there as soon as possible and see what I could do to help. And when I went down there, I ran into Mac McCorkle from the 478th Civil Affairs Battalion. He was the colonel in charge, and it was like a miracle. I said, Mac, I need a tent and I need a vet. And he said, I'm a vet and I can get you a tent. And we were in business. It was pretty neat. After we got down to the 224th Street and Chrome Avenue location where we decided to put the MASH unit up, somebody said to me, well, how do you know this is going to work? And I said, look, you know, if we build it, they will come. You could just feel it in the air. That it was so intense. And sure enough, we put up 3 tents, and pretty soon we had almost 100 volunteers a day coming in. And we had veterinarians from all over the country, from California, Long Island, Rhode Island, Maryland, New Jersey, and volunteers would pitch their tents behind our motorhome, and they stayed with us for weeks on end. It was an amazing gesture of humanity to help the animals. During that period of time that we were at the MASH unit, we saw approximately 3,000 animals come in that we treated. Most of them were dogs. There were a large percentage of cats. We also had peacocks, pot-bellied pig, ducks, baby goats, panther. I think there was a cougar that we treated, all kinds of birds, a brown owl of some sort, burrowing owl, I think it was. So there was a tremendous amount of wildlife as well as domestic animals that we treated. But one thing I did notice that was really tragic is that I would say that 99% of the animals, the dogs that we treated, were unspayed or neutered and without any kind of license or identification collars or anything. And what was really sad is to see an animal come in, you know that it's lost, it's grieving, it's terrified, it's scared to death, and we couldn't help it other than to feed it and hope that its owner would find us, because we were at a loss to find owners in that period of time. You know, if I was going to put my dog in an evacuation situation for a hurricane and I wanted to prepare him for it, I'd certainly make sure that he had his collar on, that he has some form of identification, either a dog tag and or an identification tag as well with my name and phone number on it and his name on it, so at least people know who he is and where they can find me if they do find him and I'm not around. Also, I'd make sure that there's enough water
leashes, play toys, food, and everything for at least 10 days. You know, I really can't emphasize enough how important it is to spay and neuter your animal. After the Hurricane Andrew hit, like I said, we had about 3,000 cats and dogs basically, and so many of them were unspayed or neutered. And a lot of them ended up pregnant after that, I'm sure, and were breeding. They pack up, they get hungry, they form packs, and then it's a population explosion, which we can't really control. So I really urge people to spay and neuter your animal, but not just for that reason. Also, it's better for the animal. It makes a more healthy dog or cat. After Hurricane Andrew, and after the MASH unit, and after all the chaos and mayhem that we went through, I realized that there's really no plan for people with animals or animals individually or anything like that outside of certain shelters that have auxiliary plans for evacuating and taking in a small number of dogs. But when we're talking about evacuating anywhere from 300,000 to 1 million people, then you're talking about huge numbers of people congesting the roads, and there are no shelters in the community that will take in people with their animals at this point in time. So I put a lot of thought into this, and it suddenly came to me that perhaps a plan that I'm about to outline could be something to help alleviate the county's burden of trying to evacuate 1 million people all at once 24 hours before a major disaster, a Code 4 hurricane. The plan is very simple. It's called the Personal Evacuation Organized Prepared Living Exchange, or I call it the buddy system. And basically it breaks down to have a family, a buddy family, say in Dade County, and in Broward County, and in Palm Beach County. So that 24 hours before the hurricane, or 12 hours before the hurricane, or 4 hours before the hurricane, you have another family who will take you in with your animal, whether it be cat, dog, or whatever, chameleon, pot-bellied pig, somebody who likes animals, will accommodate other people with animals and will take them and their animals into their home for 24 to 72 hours when a hurricane is about to strike in a particular county at that time. That way, people are not going to be clogging up all the highways all at once. They're going to have a destination, they're going to know where they're going, they don't have to worry about their animals when they leave, and they'll have a buddy family, somebody that they can get to know. And it's a buddy family system. It's a program that I hope to be able to bring to the counties, and hopefully they'll consider it.
My advice for hurricane preparedness with your pet is to try to have a secure area where you can place your pet during the hurricane. Be it in your own home, if your home is far enough west, if you live east, close to the ocean, you need to have a friend's house that you can go to with your pet where they can be secured. There are boarding kennels, but they get packed up pretty quickly. So I would have 3 or 4 options that you can do with your pets for a hurricane.
Well, we hope that you found this to be a very fun and informative program this week. And please remember that the mock disaster drill was only a test. There are no shelters at this time that allow animals, but hopefully in the future there will be, or possibly we'll have the buddy system.
You know what, Celeste, I think the one thing to remember, though, is hurricane season or not, you should always have a plan in the event of a natural disaster. Hopefully you just never have to use it, though. Also want to remind the viewers, too, that if you do want to write to us here at Dog TV, feel free to. Just drop us a line. The address is Comcast Communications, 644 South Andrews Avenue, Fort Lauderdale, Florida, 33301.
And don't forget to spend quality time with your pet.